So today on Redneck Rescue, our situation is we got a snowmobile that went into limp mode back in February, and we're just now going to get it out. They had to dig down 15 feet, found it with probes, and they already got it up and out of the hole, and now we just got a few pitches to deal with to get it back to the trail, and then it's about 10-12 miles of trail out. Let's go check it out. So this is our scene. He was riding down this drainage in February, went into limp mode, had to leave it. This bank slid down. They had to use probes and shovels just to find it. First pull. Full tank of fuel. That's good. It's down in this hole on its side. They dug it out, worked it up with the rope to the ski, twisted and pulled. Now we got to go down and out of this. So one of these two slopes probably slid down, buried it some more, track slightly deformed, the front skis are all twisted up. So the move here is I'm gonna start shoveling out this bank so we can get it up now that it runs. He's gonna go ahead and put this new skis on, so we'll actually track and we'll get it on out. Here you can hear that track. It's a little bit out of route for being pinned in an awkward position under the snow. So this is our next move, coming down this ditch. Now we're gonna shovel into this bank to stay out of there because we gotta stay up top because it's melted out. And ramp number 2. Video never really does it justice. That's one deep hole. We do not want to fall in there. That's why we're going through just step by step, working our way across where we've already shoveled a nice path for that uphill ski. I'm standing on it to keep my weight on the uphill side as we transition across this embankment. If the sled started and was still in limp mode, these moves would be a lot more difficult. We'd probably end up using the gas-powered winch to drag it across the slope. Today is May 6th. Things are starting to melt out a lot more, which opens up the creeks in the bottom, where normally you'd be able to ride straight down the ditch. But now, all the creeks are open and are giant holes that you have to pick your way through down the drainage.
And here comes the next fun spot.
It took a lot of shoveling to make a path to get out of this first drainage. Part of this path right here they shoveled out yesterday when they came in and found the sled. They used metal detector and probes and pulled it up out of the creek. Just to kind of put this into perspective how steep this really is, with a creek and a hole that you don't want to be in, you know? Moving in a positive direction. So if you swerve up towards me, is that a hole over there? There is a hole, so maybe like get up here and just stop.
1, 2, 3. There you go.
Because of the springtime conditions, it makes it a little harder to get it up and on edge. Much less track across the slope. It wants to fall down and roll, and once it goes, it's not going to stop. So we work together all the way through.
Hang on. Maybe just stand on that ski, and let me pull your ski down a little. Alright, we'll get you in a good position. Okay, I'm pulling. One more.
Stop midway.
So now we made it back to the other sleds. So now we're going to go ahead and shuttle this one out, double back in for his other sled, and just leapfrog up and out. And hopefully it doesn't go into limp mode and we can get all the way up the chute. Winning. It's tough to see, but there's 1, 2, almost 3 big holes between here and there. So we're not shuttling this portion. We're going to go ahead and just walk those stretches, get his sled out of this hole, and then it should be a little easier cruising from there. So this drop right here has a little creek at the bottom. It's a narrow path. Made it through no problem. Went ahead and tied the ski to the running board. Gonna drag out the easier stretch. That system works pretty well. So our customer is an avid rider, and he came prepared to tow his own sled out. You can tell that it's not his first rodeo. No, no big deal.
You might answer.
Here.
Ready?
Yep. It didn't quite want to tow across a ditch, so we went ahead and fired it up to help assist through, but shut it right off. We want to keep it cool so that it stays out of limp mode, and hopefully we'll climb all the way up the chute. I've never actually done the ski loop to the running board method, but I gotta say, I'm impressed. It works very well.
Up that chute right there, up to the top.
So if it went into limp mode at any point up this hill, you get to see what we would be towing it up. It would definitely involve the winch. We rode the good riding sled up first just to give a little more time to cool. Well, that was fun. So we're 3/4 of the way up. We started down there in the valley floor. The next step's up through the trees with a little curve and through the woods.
Man, I can't believe that cracked right there. That's weird.
I think it just dented that exhaust and bent it out of position so then the gasket's not like sealing. And that's the sound of limp mode. It just really doesn't want to go.
Oh, that might be useful.
Man, I'm glad it made it to here though.
Yep, that was the two areas I was worried about.
Oh man. Well, especially when we're going in, I'm like, oh man, this is looking a little more gnarly and a little more gnarly, you know? I was like, oh, this might be one of the better stucks yet.
You're like, yeah, I don't know what this guy means. It's not that bad.
Well, what's funny too is like, you never know with who you talk to. It could be somebody that's an avid rider that are like, yeah, this is bad. And you're like, no, it's bad. You know what I mean? Or like,
yeah.
Some people are like, oh, it's really bad. And you're like, oh, it's not a big deal. I'll ride it out, you know?
This, I'm just glad we made over this.
No, for sure. From here, you're at least on the front side.
That fucker would have went in limp mode on that right there.
doing it. Cherry Main Trail's back out there.
Then take the belt off.
Yeah, I'm just so glad we got it.
Right? No, that was the ugly part there. I mean, you got a few hills and stuff to get through to get out from this way, but
Yeah.
we can work through those. Now we're to a little narrower part of the trail. So we're going to go ahead and tie around the A-arms and pull it out, and that way we can make sure it stays right on the path. It's a little wide to do the ski to the running board. When going up this hill, his tow sled went off this embankment. He fell down into the hole. Fortunately, did not end up underneath the sled. Everything's okay, so we're just going to go ahead and flip the sled over and pull it up and out. I'm looking at it. This ski, if I can get this ski to rotate around, I think we can flop it over.
Oh, you want to flop it that? Okay.
Then the back end will drop,
You don't
and then we
think
could go.
You don't think it'll flop on its side, will it?
We'll be careful about that.
Maybe what we have to do is pull
Or
this,
even like set it on its side
pull it over
and then
flop
rotate it.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's just lift and go over. 1, 2, 3.
Oh God, that pound's on this thing first. You good?
Yep.
Alright. Man, that was a drop off.
Dude, that was big.
Alright, what are you thinking?
I think let's just go my way. Well, you do lift, I'll go over. 1, 2, 3. All right, 1, 2, 3. There we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Hang on, I want to get that ski tip out of the rocks. Okay, hang on. There's our ski tip. Let me get it to this side of the creek. Okay. I'm gonna get my shovel out, ramp this slightly. All right. So now we've got this pretty solid side hill back here that we're gonna go ahead and shovel a path out. I went and side hilled and tried to prop it and create a little bit of a path. Now we'll take shovels, make a better path so we could just tow straight across. In these situations, it's worth taking the time to shovel a path. The last thing you want to do is have it roll down below and roll into a creek and then be in a hole that you got to get out of. If you didn't have the gas-powered winch like we did, that'd make it a real challenge. With a little reconnaissance, we're able to find a path around one of the hills that we would have had to climb. You always want to go and check out the path first and make sure you can get all the way through, as opposed to just diving in. So now we're moving on to the gas-powered winch. Winch up this pitch, and then up to there, and then it's all downhill from there. The gas-powered winch does its job. It pulls the dead sled up this hill with ease. Once we get up to this tree right here, we'll go ahead and anchor it off, readjust the position, take the winch further up the hill, and do one more pull. Here we are at the top. We just got to go through these woods. There's one little bump up, and then it's all downhill to the groomed trail. We came all the way up and over these ridges in the back. It's been quite the adventure. 3 batteries. Because we made this trail through the woods just today, we won't get traction to tow the snowmobile through, so we're going to use the Honda for the win. From here, we're about half a mile to the groomed trail, and then 10 miles out. Here we go! From there, I think we got it.
Should I just come back down, hook up?
I think so.
Side or front?
Probably the side because we're gonna go downhill.
Okay.
He's in front of me towing it out. Getting out just in time. Look at that storm roll over. Boom, boom.
And we found yet another use for that Rhino soft shackle. It's a must-have in the arsenal. We are back in the parking lot, getting ready to load the sled in his trailer. Today's rescue took about 9 hours. There was 90 miles of road, 20 miles of trail, 8 miles off trail. If you enjoyed today's episode of Redneck Rescue, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. Mud season is coming down the line. Have fun out there.